And finally, the one about whether teachers can be members of extreme political parties. That's a very interesting one as well, isn't it? Because some students will say to me, that's not compatible with the teacher standards. Look at the teacher standards, it says we must show tolerance and respect for our pupils. And if you're a member of a racist or a bigoted party, then you cannot show that respect. Now, I want you to think about that. Whether you can leave your political opinions at the school gate and come in and operate by professional standards. And I used to think that that was, well, it still is a grey area, but I had a very instructive lesson one day when I was working for the General Teaching Council. We had to go to a disciplinary hearing in the West Midlands at a local authority that had suspended a teacher for standing as a candidate for the British National Party. And when we went along, we said, you know, can you explain the issues to us about this teacher? And the local authority official was quite annoyed with us, actually. He said, well, what do you think the issues are? We can't have a racist teacher teaching in a borough like this, very multicultural, multi-ethnic borough. And I said, well, okay, is the teacher alleged to have expressed racist and prejudicial attitudes and views? And he said, no, actually, we're shocked. This teacher's been working in the borough for, 20 years, and he's got fantastic relationships with all students, parents, and colleagues of all backgrounds. We're totally shocked that he's prepared to stand for the BNP. So I said, there's no evidence that he's shown bigoted attitudes or racist behavior? And the guy said, no. So I said, okay. Is he a poor teacher? Is he hopeless at his job? Is he incompetent? He said, no, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant maths and physics teacher. He teaches A-level. So our response to this situation was, well, I'm sorry, but if there's no issue with his competence and there's no issue with his conduct, then there's no issue. Nobody's in the business here of telling teachers how to behave, well, we're in the business of telling them how to behave, but not in the business of telling them how to think or how to behave in their private life if it's legal. And the British National Party, not that I'm an apologist for the British National Party, but they are a legal party. And if you want to join the British National Party, you're at liberty to do so, and at liberty to be active. That's your right as a citizen. However, once you go public with your private behaviour and your private beliefs, people will judge them, won't they? And that's what this man was doing. He was taking his private beliefs of the British National Party into the public arena by standing as a candidate. And now people will judge that, and that's what was happening. He's still at liberty to do it, but he has to take the consequences of going public with his private beliefs. So what that guy in Swindon said, keep your private life private, is a very important piece of advice. And I urge you to think about it and accept it.